Tyler from Aspire Sports. Today's video, I'm going to do a mock draft, and I'm doing it with some of my real life friends. So shout out to my real life friends for being a part of this. And if you want to do mock drafts with us, with me, let me know down in the comments below, and we can set up a time to do a mock draft. Because when you do other mock drafts, if you don't want to do best ball and like pay money, and you can do other ones where you have people who go on auto draft and it ruins the draft. So if you want to do some mock drafts with real people, let me know down in the comments below, and we'll set up some mock drafts so we can all practice together. All right. So for this one, it is a 0.5 PPR league, 12 teams. We do have some computers here, so we'll see how it goes, but we're going to go ahead and start it out. So let's go ahead and we're going to start the draft. There's no one coming in at number 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a auto pick. Let the computer auto pick. Okay, so we got Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor. I'm gonna change that. That way, all right, Dalvin Cook. That way, I'm not letting them pick Jonathan Taylor there. Okay, they don't know the news that just recently broke with Quentin Nelson that we'll be talking in a later video. So make sure you check that out. So I'll give the computer the benefit of the doubt here. All right, so we got Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, and now we got Waz on the clock. Let's see who Waz goes here. For me, I would go Zeke personally. All right, he goes Zeke. And then we have, let's see who they pick. And they go Nick Chubb. So now I'm on the clock here. I'm on the clock. And with the recent news of Jonathan Taylor, with everything that's going on, you have Saquon, who might not play for the first week. So for me, I'm going to go Aaron Jones. He's now coming in for me as running back number 6. So I like Aaron Jones. I'm going to go Aaron Jones here. And then we got Team 8 on the clock. Let's see who they pick. Saquon, which Saquon could definitely go there. We have to see what happens as we get closer to camp time. Because I am a little bit worried. He might miss some time here. Might miss the start of the season. Maybe a couple of games, be on limited snap count. We'll have to see. Travis Kelce, before any receivers are taken, eh? All right, let's see who Cruz goes on the clock. Travis Kelce, just in the first round for me, is too rich for my blood. Najee Harris. Oh, baby. Jonathan Taylor. Okay, we got Waz back to back. Quentin Nelson really hurts this team more than Carson Wentz being hurt. For Carson Wentz, I didn't really drop Jonathan Taylor. I thought about maybe dropping a couple spots. I dropped him 1 spot, but I still like this team a lot. But now you have Quentin Nelson, who might not be there for I don't know how long. We'll have to see. But that to me is a much bigger blow than Carson Wentz being hurt. All right, so we got Davante Adams, the first wide receiver taken off the board here, Davante Adams. So he's got his second pick here. Maybe goes both the top wide receivers. I mean, you could have Tyreek Hill and Davante Adams on the same team. That's damn good. Damn good there. But he is a Cincinnati fan. So maybe he goes Joe Mixon here. We'll have to see. For me, who I'm hoping to get, really, I was hoping to get Najee on the way back. But now we're looking at possibly Antonio Gibson, maybe one of these wide receivers. If one of the top 3 gets to me, I'd probably go one of the top 3 wide receivers. And we got, so now we got Austin Eckler. Okay, so Cruz, Tyreek Hill. Dang it, man. That's a really good pick. Really good pick by Cruz. I also like that pick. Okay, now we got Antonio Gibson. If Stephon Diggs doesn't go here, then I would probably go Stephon Diggs, and then he goes. So for me, it makes my life easy. I'm gonna go Joe Mixon here. I could have probably went like Calvin Ridley. I like Calvin Ridley a lot here as well. But I'd rather go running back. I'm a big running back guy. Sure, I may be reaching a little bit, but I'd rather have running back personally in the first couple of rounds here. And then get my receivers, because I just think there's so much value later in the draft for wide receivers. Like wide receivers that can turn into top 10 guys easily. So I'll wait for like my 3rd round, 4th round, depending on who's there for me in the 3rd round here. We got Calvin Ridley. We got CEH. AJ Brown went. Calvin Ridley is really good value for me right now. That's a really good pick. We have CEH. I like CEH a lot. Metcalf. Let's see who the computer goes. Okay, we got Kittle, the second tight end, and DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, and Patrick Mahomes, the first quarterback off the board. Oh, no. All right. I'm surprised Darren Waller hasn't gone. I'd imagine. I mean, if he gets to me, I'm definitely going Darren Waller. I don't think he'll get to me, though. I'd imagine one of these guys will take him. Justin Jefferson. Love Justin Jefferson. As you could have seen in a previous video, absolutely love Justin Jefferson. I think Waz is probably going to go Darren Waller. I think Giggs might go a wide receiver here. No, he's probably going to go running back. Yeah, Carson. I think Waz will go Darren Waller. Let's see. Ooh, Terry McLaurin. If the computer... Dang it. Damn auto draft, huh? All right. Well, for me, I'm going to get a guy that's inside the top 10 at the wide receiver position, and that's Allen Robinson for me. I like Allen Robinson here. It's between him and Keenan Allen, but I'd go Allen Robinson. He's just been super consistent. Now we got Keenan Allen. Things are looking good except that pick there. Dang it. I wanted Darren Waller there, baby. But we got... this isn't too bad. Now we got Michael Thomas, or Mike Evans. Geez, Michael Thomas. Let's see who we got. We got David Montgomery, Mike Evans, David Montgomery. And let's see who goes next. All right, so we got on the clock now. Let's look at this team. Oh, oops. I'm supposed to set the player here. Auto pick. Josh Allen, second quarterback in the third round. Don't do it, people. Don't do it. Like, fifth round is good. Fifth round's solid for these top 5 quarterbacks. But anytime before that, especially in like a single quarterback league, like, don't do it. All right, we got Miles Sanders. And... let's see who goes next. Looking at his team, he's probably going to go another running back here, I'd imagine. He could possibly go a quarterback. I feel like he might pull the trigger on a quarterback. Although, if Patrick Mahomes was still there, he definitely would. That's his homie. But now, I'd imagine he'll probably go, okay, another running back. Josh Jacobs. Now we got Cruz up. He's probably a little sad because he's a Raiders fan there. He's a Raiders fan, so he's probably hoping for Josh Jacobs there. Who we got next? Let's see. Who's he probably going to go? Let's look at the running backs. Darrell Henderson's still there. Not a whole lot. You're really looking at some wide receivers now, and he goes Darrell Henderson. So now you got Pitsy on the clock. For me, I'm going to take one of these guys. Oh, and he goes CeeDee Lamb, huh? I'm going to remember that player. I'm going to go Julio Jones. I'm not going to let them pick Michael Thomas there. So for me, this is also pretty easy here. I will say I'm a tiny bit concerned about Amari Cooper's ankle injury right now. So obviously I'd like to see him practicing, but with that being said, I just think that this offense is going to be so good this upcoming season. So I want Amari Cooper here. I'm completely fine with him being my wide receiver number 2. And this is what I'm saying. That's why I like to go wide receiver, because yeah, there's a big drop between like Devontae Adams and Allen Robinson, but like not so much from these other guys. Like I just don't see a big gap between these other guys. And then I get him as my wide receiver number 2. Like, yes, sign me up. Dang, and this is going to keep happening, so I'm going to have to change this, and I'm just going to say that they're go Robert Woods. Is there a pause button for this draft? Is what I would like. Yeah, I'm going to change their pick. I'm not going to let the computer pick Michael Thomas right now. It's not going to happen. Is there a way that I can remove Michael Thomas for right now and put him back on? Because I don't want to allow them to pick Michael Thomas. This is why also like doing a draft by yourself, especially like a mock draft, just sucks because obviously computer is going to pick whoever's the highest available. So like in your regular mock drafts on like Yahoo and stuff, he'll probably get picked when he shouldn't get picked, So that's why doing with a group of people or doing like best ball right now are just your best mock drafts currently, because people are actually doing it. In best ball, they have money on the line, so obviously they're going to stick through it. Although some people do go on auto draft, but a lot of time everybody sticks around. In your regular mock drafts, like sometimes people just log in, then like, I got other stuff to do, and just go on auto pick right away. So happens all the time. All right, Kyler Murray, eh? So I'm going to pick a player for them, and I'm just going to start going the next highest person. So he already has a tight end, so I'll say Travis Etienne. Then I'm going to pick, they go Kyle Pitts. Okay, so as long as they don't pick Michael Thomas, don't pick Michael Thomas. And so since they went Kyle Pitts, I'm going to go wide receiver for them. And then they also need a wide receiver, so I'm going to go, no, dang it, Adam Thielen. Okay, so yeah, this is good. All right. And then we got, okay, so the PA boys is on the clock. And let's see who we got. So we still have Cooper Kupps there, Deontay Johnson, TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Lockett. I hope Lockett gets to me. I don't want to go, a tight end here for me is a little bit too early. I'd rather get Hawkinson in the 6th round. 6th round I feel good about. 6th round I feel good about Hawkinson, and right now is just too early. So I'm looking at currently who I'm looking at, and Hawkinson goes right there. Currently who I'm looking at is Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp goes. Looking at, and then if one of those guys are gone, then what I'll probably do is I'll probably go like a Brandon Ayuk or Jamar Chase. I'd probably go Jamar Chase. He'd probably be the first one I'd go. So we got Waz on the clock, and who does Waz go? See, look at all these wide receivers coming off the board. Now, if one of these guys were here for me, I would have taken him in the 4th over Amari Cooper, specifically Darrell Henderson if he was there. But currently, I don't feel too good about what the other running backs are on the board right now. It's just I don't like the running backs. So let's go. Oh no, because they're gonna pick. Dang it! I keep forgetting to do this. So what does this team need? A running back. So I'm gonna change this pick and go Kareem Hunt. All right. So for me, I'm gonna go Tyler Lockett. He's a top 20 wide receiver for me. So for me, I get 3 top 20 wide receivers. That's my top 3 wide receivers. So I feel really good right now. I got Tyler Lockett. Let's go with this team. What do they need? I'd say maybe they go running back, or I'll say a running back. So let's go. We'll go Chase Edmonds. Or Dak. Or let's say they go Lamar. We'll say they go Lamar Jackson, because there's some runs on quarterbacks right now. So we'll say they go Lamar. All right, so there's your top 5 quarterbacks off the board. Top 5 quarterbacks are gone, so we shouldn't see a quarterback pick for a little bit here. Let's see who Cruz goes. I do like Dak a lot. 5th round is really good. Obviously, in the 5th round, I could have gotten Lamar, but there's some quarterbacks that I just like later that honestly are just better value for me. They're like Tyler Lockett or Lamar Jackson for me is easy. I'd much rather go Tyler Lockett. For me, Tyler Lockett, I believe he's at wide receiver. I don't have my rankings pulled up right now. I probably should have done that, but I believe Tyler Lockett for me is currently wide receiver 16, maybe 17, somewhere around that range. So we have Cruz up, who looking like he probably gets, he gets Mike Davis. Okay. Who, Mike Davis, I won't lie, I was pretty high on to start the season. Now I'm like, some reports are coming out of camp that this running game might need a little bit of help. Mike Davis, to be honest with you, I didn't expect much in terms of, I didn't expect much in terms of efficiency, but in terms of volume, I expected a decent amount. But now thinking about it, he probably is going to be pretty bad for this team. So I'd imagine it's going to be more of a split where I'm just not as high. Oh, there goes Jamar Chase. He's a Bengals fan, so that makes sense. So I'm just not that high on Mike Davis as I once was. So let's see. He already has a quarterback, so Brandon Ayuk. Dang it. I really wanted Brandon Ayuk there. Coming back to me. Probably wouldn't have made it back anyways, though. All right, so who are we looking at now? Who are we looking at? We got... Probably just keep going some wide receivers here, honestly. Got Javonte Williams going early. To me, I just don't like Javonte Williams that early. Let's see who we got. So the next one, does this team have a quarterback? Yeah, they do. Okay, so I'm going to set T. Higgins is the next highest person on the board. So that leaves me on the clock. And I'm looking at their wide receivers. I got 3 really good wide receivers. The running backs I just don't like as much next round. There's a couple of running backs that I like in that range. Honestly, there's running backs that I like a little bit later too. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the wide receivers. Who do I really like? And the guy that obviously pops up is Chase Claypool. And in the 6th round, I could go Claypool. I also got Melvin Gordon there, who I also think is the RB1 for this team. I'm going to go Chase Claypool. I probably should go another running back. But there's some running backs that I can get later in the draft that I like that aren't far off from these other guys. So I'm going to go Chase Claypool. And let's see. I'll just give them, what do they got? I'll give them just the highest person. Do they need a quarterback? All right, I'll give them a quarterback. I'll give them Justin Herbert. That way that they have a quarterback. And ADP-wise, it says Justin Herbert. Although I want to take Justin Herbert there personally. But ADP-wise, Justin Herbert. All right, so we got James Robinson. And Giggs is on the clock. Honestly, if Melvin Gordon could get back to me, I'd probably go Melvin Gordon. I probably should have went Melvin Gordon there. But I do feel like there is the risk that he loses his job. He was pretty solid last year, though. And I do think a lot of people are down on Melvin Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. I probably should have went Melvin Gordon there. Looking at my team right now I got 4 wide receivers. I don't feel great about that, honestly. But there's still some guys a little bit later, like Michael Carter, that I like. Where are the other guys? I probably have to get down there. But James Conner I like. There's Michael Carter right there. So there's just other guys that I like a little bit. They're better values. And like me for Chase Claypool, I'd rather get Chase Claypool here and then get like one of those guys later in the draft, personally. All right. I know that if I keep doing auto pick, like Michael Thomas is going to get picked. So I'm just going to do auto pick. Let them get Michael Thomas. All right. Ronald Jones. Juju. Okay. So screw it. I'm just going to let them draft Michael Thomas. Whatever. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't get Michael Thomas until like earliest. I'd say like I really don't think he comes back until like maybe week 10 is what like the fantasy doctor and the pro football doc both said. Week 10 is kind of when they see him coming back. So for that, like honestly, like round 10 for me is where I'd rather take him like that low, because you're banking on best case scenario he comes back week 6 for drafting him in this round. And to me that's best case scenario, right? So I'd rather I'll get him later. To me, Deebo Samuel, I'm not very high on Deebo Samuel this year. We got Robbie Anderson. I like Robbie Anderson a lot here. We got Trey Sermon just went. Raheem Mostert just went. So now I'm looking at some guys here. And for me personally, I'm looking at some of the wide receivers. I do like Jerry Jeudy. But I'm going to reach. I'm going to reach here. Because me personally, I do think his value is higher than this currently. I think by the time we're drafting, like by the end of August, his value will be higher. And I think that's going to be Michael Carter. I think he's going to go higher than this. I think he'll honestly probably finish up in like the 6th round is when he'll probably be drafted as we get closer to draft, and as momentum builds, hype builds for him. I think he's going to go in the 6th round. So For me personally, it may seem like a reach on sleeper, but like in best ball drafts, like he's going like this range anyway, so I feel fine about that. Got Zach Moss. And who else do we have here? Cruz is on, so we got I'll drop this down, that way we can see it. See who's up. So we got Aaron Rodgers in the 7th round. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 3 teams. No, 4. Don't have a quarterback yet. Jerry Jeudy. I like Jerry Jeudy a lot. I like that pick. I had to go running back here because I don't know if Michael Carter is going to make it back to me, and if he doesn't, I would have been pretty sad. I would have been pretty sad because I would want him as my RB number 3. I feel okay about that. Honestly, like if he wasn't here, okay, I'd say even if Keenan Allen was there, I'd still probably go Keenan Allen. But if one of those 2 guys weren't there, honestly, I would have. If those guys weren't there, I would have went David Montgomery here. Is who I would have wanted. Looking back at it, like if I would have gone David Montgomery and then would have Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Chase Claypool as my top 3 wide receivers, I would feel very good about that. But now I kind of left myself low on running back here. Like I like to have 3 running backs, honestly, by like the 5th round. That's all my drafts. Because once again, wide receivers, like I'm fine with getting like Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen later. Like I know Adam Thielen was super, his touchdown rate was ridiculous last year, but still he plays in an offense, even like Deontay Johnson. Like I love Deontay Johnson back here. So if he was my wide receiver number 2, I wouldn't be mad about that. I'm completely fine with that. All right, so we got Tom Brady, Noah Fant. So now there's only 3 people that need a quarterback. We got DJ Chark. Ooh, DJ Chark, I don't know. There's just, to me, it's a little bit early. Honestly, out of all of them, I'd rather get Marvin Jones. He's going the latest. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Marvin Jones just because he's going the latest. All right, so we got Damian Harris. So let's see who I got. I could get Jalen Hurts here, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna wait. Maybe if he comes back to me, then maybe I'll go Jalen Hurts. But now, as I'm looking at the draft board and what I want, I wouldn't mind taking Will Fuller here. I'm kind of looking at the one guy I do want. These are 2 guys that I want. So I feel like I should probably draft one of them now, but I also do think that's a little bit of a reach. But I think Jarvis Landry is going to be completely fine, but I will take the upside in Will Fuller. Although he is suspended for week 1, he's already kind of hurt. But Tua wants to throw the ball down the field. All right. And this is a guy, I know that they have Jalen Waddle, but Will Fuller proved last year he can be an absolute stud. And my 4th wide receiver, I should have went Jarvis Landry. I feel like that's safer. But hey, it is what it is. Because I do think that Will Fuller has a lot of potential. It's just, how much did the PEDs truly help him stay healthy? They probably helped a lot. Because before last season, he missed a lot of time. And then last season gets in trouble for PEDs. And obviously he is all of a sudden healthy for the whole year. Like, they probably helped quite a bit. But hey, I'm going to have some faith here. Have some faith, because I do think that Tua can be very, very good this upcoming season. I do think he can be very good. And now I'm talking while the computer's on the clock. So David Johnson goes. All right, now we got 3 guys. Sir Curtis Samuel goes. We have Giggs. Let's see who Giggs goes. I like Giggs' team. His team's pretty solid. And Robbie Anderson as his 4th wide receiver, I do like that. I like Robbie Anderson. I mean, me personally, I like those 4 wide receivers. That looks good. That looks good. Wow, I didn't even realize this team didn't even get their first wide receiver until Deontay Johnson. This first wide receiver is Adam Thielen. Do not like that. No. And then your second wide receiver is Michael Thomas. This is what happens when you have a computer draft, right? That's not a good looking team there. And they're the ones that went Jonathan Taylor second too. Computer number 2. He's not doing his research. Computer number 2, not doing his research. All right, so we got Leonard Fournette, and now the computers are up. Let's see who they go. Kenyon Drake, Tyler Boyd, that's pretty solid. Jarvis Landry, dang it. James Conner, two guys that... Son of a gun. Boy. Two guys I really wanted. Looking back at it, I probably should have went Jarvis Landry. Should have probably went James Conner, because I do think that James Conner... Man, I think that James Conner can be really solid this upcoming season. I really do. A guy that I'd imagine is just going to fall into that Chase Edmonds, or not Chase Edmonds, the Kenyon Drake role. And then you have Chase Edmonds say that he's a 4-down or 4-minute offense type of guy too. So I don't know. I like James Conner this upcoming season. We got Mike Williams, Jalen Waddle. Let's see who we got next. Matthew Stafford, huh? Well, I feel pretty good about getting Jalen Hurts. I can get Jalen Hurts in the 10th, and I do like Jalen Hurts in the 10th. So let's see who we got here. Looking at people who are available. To me, in this range, I'll go Michael Gallup. Who else do we have? I'll go Michael Gallup. But I'm looking at the running backs, and man, oh man. I should have went James Conner there. But I'm going to go Michael Gallup here. Now we got Team 8 on the clock. Who does Team 8 go? What? What? Why are you taking your second quarterback already? I didn't even realize that Matthew Stafford was that team's second quarterback too. And this is why you don't do drafts with computers, huh? Don't even tell me. I knew that was going to happen. I was going to say, don't even tell me that they're going to take a quarterback. Son of a gun. Now I'm waiting way late to get a quarterback, because who am I looking at right now, quarterback-wise? Which I'm fine with. I really wanted Joe Burrow still there, but I mean, really who I was looking at was Jalen Hurts. I was really hoping to land Jalen Hurts, but now I'm just going to take a quarterback with one of my last picks here. I'll stack two guys that I like, and we'll see if they make it out of training camp as the guy, and if they do, then that's fine with me. Two guys, obviously, that I'll go, or I might go Tua later. Cam Newton is somebody that I honestly believe will be the starting quarterback for the whole season. He's been impressive in camp, and last year, the only problem with him last year is he didn't have anybody to throw the ball to besides Jacoby Myers. So now you bring in Nelson Aguilar, who played really well last year. You have Kendrick Bourne, somebody that I do think is a solid, like, number 2, number 3 wide receiver. You have 2 tight ends, 2 of the league's top tight ends, and Hunter Henry. I don't want to say top, but upper half of the league, I'd say top 10 tight ends, and Hunter Henry, Johnny Smith. The problem with those guys is they can't really stay healthy, but if they can stay healthy, that's two solid tight ends who he has to throw to, and a top 5 offensive line. Team can be pretty solid this upcoming season. And that's who I wanted, dude. That's who I wanted as my tight end. Well, this is what happens sometimes. You get quarterbacks taken as, the second overall quarterbacks where they shouldn't be going, or not second overall quarterbacks, but team's second quarterback in a 1-quarterback league. And that's just what happens sometimes. So you have to prepare, you have to adapt, and let's look. So I got Tunyon. I'm just gonna wait on I'm gonna wait on tight end now. Like I'll wait on tight end and just punt the position along with quarterback because I've waited too long. I really wanted Mike Gesicki there. I was gonna go Mike Gesicki, and now that he's gone, I'm just gonna have to adapt. And here we go. So let's see who we got. I'm gonna take a shot. I haven't been paying attention either to these guys on here. Well, let's look at my team. I don't feel great about it, but I mean, for a guy that can be a pass catching back in this offense, and if anything happens to Zach Moss, he's the guy. So I don't feel great about it, but I'll take Devin Singletary here. What do they have? How many running backs have been taken? Show drafted. Oh, can see that. No. Unless up here they do. No, I don't see it. All right. Lower that down. We got Joe Burrow. Irv Smith Jr. So am I the only guy that doesn't have a tight end right now? Yeah, I'm the only person that doesn't have a tight end. Which I'm fine with now. Now I'll just wait. If somebody wants to draft a backup tight end, then go for it. Which one of these computers probably will. They'll probably draft a backup tight end, and then I'll be really screwed. But watch, the computer's probably going to draft one. Oh, they go Trevor Lawrence. Oh, they're drafting their backup quarterbacks right now. There goes Robert Tonyan. So Tonyan, I mean, I probably should have went Tonyan there, but at this point, it's just like I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Like it doesn't even matter at this point. I'll wait on it because there's other guys that I like decently later as well. You got a guy like right now Tyler Higbee's still there, but I'd imagine he'll probably get taken by one of these computers as a backup tight end. But you still have Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Troutman. I'm okay with taking him too, like later. And at this point, it's an absolute punt. Matt Ryan goes, Kirk Cousins, so he's going as duo quarterbacks here. Rob Gronkowski goes. I mean, at this point, I'm just, hey, let's keep going. Let's see. Who do I got? I'm going to go Elijah Moore. Rashad Bateman's still there. Me personally, I'm not as big on Rashad Bateman as everybody else is. I mean, I get it. He looks really good and actually he was graded really well coming out of college. But for me, the second best wide receiver, well, I should say one of the best. I shouldn't say second best. Third best wide receiver, I actually have him graded as the fifth best wide receiver. But I would have moved them up in front of Rashad Bateman, who I think I put 4 at the time, was Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is going to be a stud. And there goes Tyler Higbee, who I should have probably taken as well. I keep saying that, but I mean, at this point, who cares? At this point, I'm just going to punt it. Like, I'll go, we got Deshaun Watson going? Seriously? Deshaun Watson already? At this point, though, I'll just punt the position. I'll end up with like Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry. I'll look at it. I'll go Troutman as well. Somebody else that'll go. And we got a computer on the clock. Hunter Henry. Well, I guess I'm not going Hunter Henry. See, that's not too bad. Like, I don't mind that. Like, doubling up on tight ends. I mean, I wouldn't do it. But if you're going to double up on bottom tier tight ends. Where, like, this guy over here. I mean, Tonyan actually wasn't that bad. But I'd imagine they're going to start going stuff like this. Tyler Higbee, when you got Dallas Goedert, I just roll with Dallas Goedert every week. Evan Ingram. Devontae Parker. Which he's the third wide receiver. Yeah, he's the third wide receiver taken now. Who's somebody that I was trying to talk myself into liking. I just want to see how this is going to work with all these guys at least healthy, like somewhat healthy, all 3 of them. I want to see who Tua is really going after because I feel like Will Fuller is going to be the number 1 just because of Tua's play style. Like he likes to push the ball down the field. He'll take his shots. He's got a big arm. So I'd imagine Cam. What? Why is he going 3 quarterbacks here? What the fuck? This is a 1 quarterback league. Like, do not take 3 quarterbacks here. All right, well, it's actually only 15 rounds, so I guess I'm going a quarterback and tight end here. Got that stack, baby. That Will Fuller and Tua stack. Listen, I'm big on Will Fuller this year. Or I'm big on Tua. I like Tua a lot. I like Tua a lot. A year removed from his hip surgery now. And I got to say, I'm big on Tua. I'm big on Tua. Has the offense now. I'm liking Tua a lot. Oh, wait. I don't think is there defenses in this league? Yeah, there is. I don't care. I'm not going defense and kicker. I would advise if you absolutely have to take a defense and kicker, then I mean go for it. But what I would do is I wouldn't even draft one. Just freaking stream the position all year long. Draft guys, keep them on your team. Guys that might be like, I would say like draft backup running backs. That way, if somebody gets hurt during camp, if you're drafting early, like, then you have those guys on your team already. You don't have to hurry up, run to the computer, pick them up, like, especially if you're doing something. I would draft backup running backs and just screw the kicker in defense. You don't need a good kicker in defense, guys. And chances are the defense that's going to be drafted like first overall isn't going to finish as the first overall defense. Also with kicker, like the first kicker drafted isn't going to be your first kicker. So I wouldn't even isn't going to finish as kicker number 1. So I won't even draft those positions. And here we go. We got the run on the defenses. I'd imagine Jonnu Smith, son of a bitch. No. Now who am I looking at? Oh, hopefully he doesn't get picked. I mean, my God. If he does, I'll go Jared Cook. Austin Hooper. All right, I got some guys. Even Blake Jarwin, I wouldn't mind going. Fritzker. Berksker. I don't know how to say his last name. At this point, I don't mind. Like, once I get to Robert Tonyan, I do think that there's going to be a drop-off for Robert Tonyan. Like, a lot of people think that he's going to be really good this season. I mean, at that point, it wasn't that bad, but still, I don't like Robert Tonyan. I know that he has Aaron Rodgers, but last year his touchdown rate was ridiculous. He didn't have the targets and receptions to really back up his performance as well. Like, if the touchdowns regress a little bit, it's not like he had those receptions and other stuff to make up for it. He's going to score a lot lower than where he did last year. Washington football team. All right, so this allows me to go. All right. Jalen Reagor. Rashad Penny. I like Rashad Penny. This is the year he doesn't have hype. This is the year he could be good. We'll see. He's in a contract year. Everybody loves talking about contract years, right? So this is a guy in a contract year. We'll see. Who else do I got here? Am I in love with my running back situation right now? Absolutely not. I got 4 running backs. To me, I'll probably go 2 running backs to finish off the draft. I should have went another running back. I should have went David Montgomery here. Thinking about it, I should have went David Montgomery. Yeah. And I mean, you can say like, oh, you should. I probably should have went Jalen Hurts there, but to me, Michael Gallup is just way too valuable to pass up. And I'd figured I'd get like maybe a Ryan Tannehill back here, but obviously I didn't. And then I was hoping on getting Mike Gesicki, and then I didn't. So then I was like, screw it, I'll just punt these 2 positions, and that's exactly what happened. We got Gainwell, who I do think was a really good receiver in college, out of the backfield. I think that he's going to take a lot of. Dang it, there goes Jameis. Famous Jameis, baby. I'm not going to go another quarterback. Because there's other quarterbacks that 3 quarterbacks. Like, what is this? This is a 1 quarterback league. Why are you guys going 3 quarterbacks? I would not go 3 quarterbacks. I would like another quarterback. I would have liked Jameis, Cam Newton, but I was talking about Cam Newton, and of course that's who he picks, Cam Newton. Let's see here. So what are we looking at running back wise? Who's somebody that could possibly find themselves in a really good situation if somebody gets hurt here? Let's show a guy like none of them. Although I guess I'll take Gio. I'll take Gio, baby. This late. As you know, I like Gio. This is somebody who I don't think there's a ton of potential here, but the pass catching back in a Brady's offense, a team that with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bruce Arians and Tom Brady aren't going to take any shit from 2 guys who were terrible last year, and Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones in terms of their pass protection and as receivers. They were both awful last year out of the backfield. So they signed Gio. Gio was one of the best pass blockers in the NFL last year. So I expect him to probably lead this backfield in snaps from a running back in the backfield, passing down snaps. So I'll take that in the 14th round, absolutely. On a team that was second, Tom Brady was second in the NFL in passing attempts. So I'll take that all day. All day. Let's start looking at some other guys here that I should possibly take. Running backs. Let's see who we got. Honestly, Gabe Davis is looking pretty nice. There's a couple guys that I really like. Tre'Quan Smith. Let's see. Running back wise, I'm not really seeing a whole lot here. No. Although, you know who I'm going to take? I know who I'm going to take. I know who I'm going to take. I was looking at Tre'Quan Smith. I don't mind Tre'Quan Smith as well. Here, there's a couple of guys that I do like. Nico Collins is one. You have Terrace Marshall Jr. is another. But there's a guy that I'm going to take. Hey. Am I able to draft him? Oh, I have to press the arrow there. All right, so now I come out of this with how many running backs? 6? All right, I feel good about that. Because right now out of camp, he's the second guy, they say. So maybe heading into the season, he ends up passing Mike Davis. I don't expect that to happen, but you never know. So this is what I'm saying. At the end of the draft, take somebody like that could provide value for you if you don't have to take a wide receiver and kicker. Like in a lot of my leagues, I don't have to take them. So I'll go in the season. I'll wait until like the day before and then drop 2 guys on my team. I'll try to do trades to do for like a 2-for-1 for some of my lesser dudes for like a stud to try to free up some space on my roster. But if it comes down to it, like I'll drop somebody and then just pick up a kicker and defense and play them. I'll wait till last minute though. Last minute in all my leagues. So let's see who Mr. Irrelevant is. The last person in the draft. Last person of the draft. Who's it gonna be? Is he still there? 3, 2, 1. Should I just do the pick it for him? Does he have a kicker and a defense? No, he doesn't have one. All right, I'm just going to pick one for him. I don't know if he was actually there. All right. So there's the draft board. All right. Here's the draft board. I'll scroll up a little bit as you can see. Teams that I like, obviously I like mine a lot. I mean, sure, going in the season with Tua as my only quarterback is very, very risque. But I do think that there's a lot of potential for Tua. So I mean, honestly, I would have liked to get like Cam Newton in there as well and like double up on Cam Newton and Tua. Another guy would be Jameis that I would have loved to have there because I do think he starts for this team and he gives this team a lot of opportunity. Where I went wrong, me personally looking back at the draft, I guess going Allen Robinson here is fine. I mean, I love my running backs, so maybe I would have went David Montgomery, and then I feel really good about Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, and Chase Claypool as my top 3 wide receivers. But going Allen Robinson, I do feel like I have a true alpha wide receiver. I feel like I still would have wanted to go David Montgomery. Then I have 3 really solid backs, and then for me, 3 solid wide receivers with 2 high upside guys here that I like a lot. Will Fuller, if he can stay healthy, and then Michael Gallup. I like Michael Gallup a lot for where I got him. I don't even care that I didn't get Jalen Hurts. I think I would have had Jalen Hurts on the way back if the computer didn't draft. Like, I don't think these guys would have went Jalen Hurts. Maybe Pitsy, because he's an Eagles fan, he could have went Jalen Hurts. But I don't think any of these other guys would have won him. So I feel like my shot to get Jalen Hurts was really good. And then they just went 2 quarterbacks really early. I mean, I like Jalen Hurts there, don't get me wrong, but still. Team that I don't like, I mean, I was looking at this team really, like, I don't like this team at all. Your second running back is Travis Etienne, who should see a decent amount of receiving work. But then your first wide receiver is Adam Thielen. Your second wide receiver, Michael Thomas. I mean, it's just, that's what happens when you have computers on auto draft, right? So there's a draft board. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I don't feel great about my quarterback and tight end situation, but at this point, I was punting tight end. I would have loved to have Mike Gesicki get there since Jalen Hurts got picked. I would have loved to have Mike Gesicki there, but it is what it is. So the fact that I didn't get him, I could have went Robert Tonyan, but for me, the touchdown rate's not sustainable. I just don't envision him having near the season he did last year, so I'd much rather punt the tight end position, and you have a guy in Troutman that there's a lot of possibilities here, especially because now you don't have Michael Thomas. So they're hurting for somebody other than Alvin Kamara to do something. So, and he honestly wasn't graded that bad as a tight end coming in. So I don't mind that. And then, like I said, I wouldn't draft a kicker and tight end if you don't have to. What I would do is just draft 2 running backs from a team. Like, obviously, Gio, like, there's not a whole lot of upside in Gio. I think that he does way outperform this, though. I think he's going to be a solid, like, flex play for you week in and week out because he's going to be that receiving back for this team. I really do believe he's going to be the receiving back, the third down back for this team. So I think there's a good amount of potential there. Not a big ceiling for him, like a low, like a flex play, a decent flex play week in and week out. But a guy like Allison, is that Allison? I don't know. Whatever. But possibly could be the running back number 1 if something happens to Mike Davis. I still think that they probably signed somebody. But if they didn't, because they've been saying they like him. So, hey, there's a chance. Anything can happen in fantasy football. Anything can happen. So I would draft late round running backs that have a chance in case a guy gets hurt. Like that Rashad Penny pick, that was a very good pick. That's somebody that I would get way late in the draft. Just have him sit there. And if something happens to the starting running back, hey, you got a dime there. You got a gem. Okay. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a big thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.